This video will focus on how to check the background parameters pertaining to the Tongdi thermostats. So by background parameters, these are settings that get set up once and then you should never need to touch again. And I will admit, we have them messed up through the installation process and by not properly knowing how to set these thermostats up, because they are not normal thermostats. So step number one regarding double checking the background parameters. And I actually went into this thermostat a few moments ago and intentionally entered a couple of incorrect parameters so that I could show you how to fix it. So what you need to do, step one, you need something sharp, my handy dandy jackknife, which I always carry with me. These little buttons here are called dip switches. So somebody called me a dip switch one time, but anyway, these are dip switches. So we want to take dip switch number one, something sharp, jackknife, steak knife, what have you. Switch it to the right, like that. And that takes us into the parameter setting mode. So there are 12 different parameters, most of which we don't actually use. So I'll scroll through them a couple times. So setting number 7, we do not use, so it doesn't matter what that says. Setting number 8, we do not use. Setting number 9, we do not use. Setting number 10, we do not use. Setting number 11, we do use, and it is supposed to be set at 2. You can change that number back and forth. As you can see, it has a range of 0 to 2. We want to set it at 2. Then we go on. 12, we do not use, so it doesn't matter what it's set at. Number 1, we want it to be 0. Number 2, we want it to be 0. So this one is set at 1, which I did on purpose. So I turn that to 0. Number 3, we want to be set at 0. Number 4, we want to be set at 0.5. So that is correct. Number 5, we want to be set at 0.5. As you can see, just to show you, so that can be turned up or down, but we want it to be 0.5. Setting number 6 we don't use. I think we started at number 7. So then you can just double check just by scrolling through the numbers on the screen. And I'm a bit obsessive, so I normally go through a couple of times just to make sure that they are all set properly. So just to review, settings 1, 2, and 3, we want to be 0. Setting 4 and 5, we want to be 0.5. Setting 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, we do not use. Setting number 11, we want to be set at 2, and setting number 12, we do not use. So that is how we set the dip switches. So just to give you a bit of background, I would equate this, for example, one of these settings is a sensitivity setting. So for example, if you were on the highway and the speed limit was 100 and you set your cruise control to be 100, you would probably hope that your car would drive along and operate within a range of say 98 to say 102, plus or minus 2 kilometers per hour. And if your car was speeding up to 110 or slowing down to 90 and kind of overshooting a reasonable range, that would be because that compensation factor, not a compensation factor, but the range of operations was too broad. So one of those settings that we set established that range of operations. So that's a presentation on setting the dip switches.